Welcome everyone to the San Rafael Public Safety Center. We're delighted to be here for the opening and to inform the community as what has taken place to bring us to this point. So thank the community for everything you've done to bring the Public Safety Center to our fine city. Thank you. This facility is made possible by the contribution of a number of people beyond the community, and certainly including the community, but it was constructed by Alton Construction, did an outstanding job, as you can tell when you come by and visit the facility. Marin McGrath, our architect, has done an outstanding job of making the facility not only beautiful, but also very functional for both our police and fire, so we're appreciative of them. Our city manager, Jim Schutz, and assistant city manager, Christine Olovich, were instrumental in bringing everyone together to make this happen. So my hat's off and my appreciation to everyone that's contributed to this fine facility. And who knows, another 100 years we might all reconvene for another similar celebration. So thank you everybody, greatly appreciate everybody's contribution. Thank you.
Now, a lot went into this. There was a strategic plan that was developed. We looked closely at the community to determine the best location for these facilities. And it takes time and commitment and then funding.
In 2003, Rod Gould, who was the city manager at the time, convinced the city council that we really needed to look at our public safety facilities because most of them were old. Almost none of them were seismically safe, and most of them had outlived their usefulness as well.
The police were living, as you probably all know, in temporary buildings in the parking lot of the city hall. The fire station that this new public safety building replaces was built in 1917, and it was built up on this hill on this same street in order so that the horses would have lead help to get them going, because they would be going downhill towards downtown. So these facilities were way overdue.
And in 2004, City Council, along with the city manager, appointed a critical facilities committee, which I co-chaired, to review the Group 4 reports and of the recommendations, refine them and make local recommendations to the City Council as to how to proceed. But one of the things that happened in that process was we discovered that the city had some pretty severe financial difficulties that would make it impossible to do anything.
And it was determined that there were structural deficits actually with being able to fund this appropriately, as well as maintaining levels of operation for city government. So at first you don't succeed, try again. We actually worked with the community on several measures, and the most recent obviously being Measure E, which was successful. But my hat's off to the community for supporting us so strongly in the way they did, and I'm prideful that we actually got it completed really on time and on budget. These really serve the community in an important way. And you think about what public safety does, and you're seeing that more now on the news as we're in the midst of another fire siege.
And emergencies, as we know, they keep multiplying. We thought it was just earthquakes and maybe fires and maybe floods, and now it's epidemics. So it's really going to help San Rafael to have an emergency operations center that is functional no matter what of those kinds of emergency happens. And in the meanwhile, they can use it for training and education and what have you.
But it's important to recognize the value of not only the firefighters and the police officers that day in and day out put their lives on the line for others, but the facilities that they work in. And it's important that those facilities are modern, they're safe, and they're functional.
So it was a constant working to keep the funding, keeping within our budget, but getting the highest quality, working with the fire department and the police department. They knew that this was going to be the facility they'd have to live with for decades to come. And so there was a lot of emphasis on high quality, low maintenance, and we continually strived for that from the beginning to the end. One of the important things about all three projects, is that they were designed with sustainable elements that will result in energy savings for years to come for the city.
The Public Safety Center brings together really the entire police department under one roof, as well as our dispatch center, and for the first time provides the community with an emergency operations center, which is really important as we've come to realize in the days of both the impacts we're seeing of climate change and the pandemic, but having a centralized location that's in a safe and secure facility that you can operate from is just essential.
The Public Safety Center, to me, is an exciting opportunity to co-locate resources in a way that I have never seen resources co-located in my career in the fire service. We have our Office of Emergency Services staff, we have our Fire Prevention Bureau staff, we have our code enforcement staff, our administrative staff, and our suppression staff here with Station 51, all located in one building. And so that affords some conveniences, some efficiencies. The design of this facility really wanted to ensure that everything was co-located and everyone had an opportunity to interact closely and in close proximity to one another. And then to add to that, now the fact that we're able to partner with our law enforcement officials just literally across the hall, that's huge. We've already had ample opportunities to discuss some very important things affecting community and public safety. I think there's just so many opportunities ahead that having this Public Safety Center constructed in the manner that it affords us now to hopefully build something that will be the model for other agencies in public safety to emulate moving forward.
Santa Fe, please. Santa Fe, please.
I'm Diana Bishop. I'm the Chief of Police here in Santa Fe. Started here when we were in the basement of City Hall as a police department and not all under one roof. So we are so honored and excited to have had Measure E passed so we could be under this roof, this beautiful roof, with our public safety friends, the fire department. So what this means to me personally is that all my people are under one roof and we work better that way. What I really love, and you probably see the lobby here, it's really big. And people come in and they need our help all the time. In our old lobby, it was very small, there was no privacy, and it was really difficult to have hard conversations in there. We have interview rooms off the lobby now, and tons of space where people can talk to an officer about things that they probably didn't wake up that morning thinking they needed to talk about to a stranger to. So I love being in the building with the fire department. I've gone over and bugged the fire chief many times already in his office, and this is like a hallmark of this community now. This building fits in well with the neighborhood. It looks like it has been here a long time, but it's so state-of-the-art, and we are thankful for everything that was given to us by our community to be in this great facility.
So one of the most exciting parts of all three projects, Station 52 and 57 and the public safety facility, is that they were all designed to fit in with a particular neighborhood. Station 57 is in the shadow of Frank Lloyd Wright's Great Civic Center project, and 52 aligns with the neighborhood around on 2nd, and then this facility, a lot of emphasis went into making it blend in with downtown, but also reflect current times.
We have the former face of Station 51 right out and above the apparatus doors here at the new Station 51 here at the Public Safety Center. We've got our bell that's sitting just outside that door as well, but if you come into the main lobby area, the previous apparatus doors that existed at Station 51 for so many years are right there on display in the center hallway, and that's major. There's very few instances where I've seen things that were able to be incorporated from a previous construction, decades old, into the modern day construction. And so again, that's just a testament to trying to maintain the tradition of the organization and the community, but also factor those things into the design and appearance of the building as it stands right now.
Obviously, these buildings were important to the city of Santa Fe, and now you can see these facilities, how beautiful they are. They're not only beautiful, but they're functional. For instance, we want to point out with the Byron door here is how quick they open up and lets the fire department get out as quick as possible. And this just helps the fire department get where they need to be and serve and protect our community.
It has been open a little while now, all 3 facilities, and I still feel whenever I walk past them that I need to pinch myself and make sure I'm not dreaming, because it's been so much hard work and many years and strategic planning and problem solving to get to where we are today. And I just couldn't be prouder of these beautiful buildings. It's definitely going to be one of the highlights of my career, because I absolutely feel that 100 years from now, there's still going to be women and men of our public safety departments responding out of these buildings to help the San Rafael community.
One of the things that I'm most proud of in being involved with these projects is being able to help create these state-of-the-art facilities that really support our public safety professionals, our firefighters and police officers, and our other public safety professionals get to live and work in these state-of-the-art facilities that really support the state-of-the-art work and that they do in the community every day. And it is really a wonderful thing to be able to support them in their work with the community.
We're also planning for the future. We're also delivering on our promise of making a safer San Rafael. I am convinced that today, the city of San Rafael, the residents of San Rafael, are stronger and more prepared for any emergency than they've ever been before.
I don't know that I can do any better than what other people have done in describing this very impressive structure. But I will say that it's a real testament to the perseverance of our community that this got done in the first place. And so now, fast forward from the election in 2013, where the measure passed, to now 2020, the facility is built, 2 other brand new fire stations have been built, and money has been set aside to do remodels at other fire stations. We now have something the community can not only be proud of, but can be sure is going to provide assistance for us in times of emergency. Had we not come together to create this beautiful edifice, we would have asked, had that emergency happened, why couldn't we summon the will to make it occur? And I'm just grateful that we were able to do so.